It seems like every other week, another rapper loses their life to gun violence. Just recently, an artist named Big Nuskie, who was affiliated with Moneybagg Yo and Big 30, was shot and killed in his hometown of Memphis. Let's take a closer look at what happened. Around 7 p.m. on January 28th, there was a shooting at the New Horizon River Apartments in the Whitehaven neighborhood of Memphis. When medics arrived on scene, they found a 26-year-old man who got shot multiple times and was pronounced dead immediately. Police haven't released the identity of the victim, but several outlets have reported that it was Big Nuskie, a popular rapper who was signed to Moneybagg Yo's Bread Gang label. After the news broke, Moneybagg Yo tweeted a bunch of broken heart emojis, but ain't confirmed whether or not it was about the death of his artist. Nuskie was also close and supposedly the cousin of Big 30, who's also signed to Moneybagg Yo. Right before he got killed, Nuskie was with Big 30 for a show at a local high school. Just a few hours later, Nuskie was allegedly shot and killed in the same neighborhood. At this point, police haven't released any possible motives or arrested any suspects, but Memphis has had a record amount of shootings over the past year. There's a war going on in the city ever since the murder of Young Dolph last November. For now, there's no evidence to prove Bread Gang Nuskie's death was tied to this beef, but it's possible his affiliation with either Moneybagg Yo, CMG, or even his cousin Big 30 may have got him killed. Just a few months before he passed away, Nuskie gave an interview with Wicked Films where he broke down his childhood. He grew up in the Whitehaven neighborhood in two different areas, one run by CRIPs and the other run by GDs. He said that growing up, the city was dangerous and most of his day ones are either dead or in jail. He briefly went to Hillcrest High School but got locked up for the first time when he was only 14. He spent the next 4 years in juvie and didn't get out till he was 18. Nuskie said that coming up, Memphis was full of haters. Dudes would act like your big brother until you start getting more money than them. Then they started spreading rumors and throwing dirt on your name, so he had to learn to be self-sufficient to survive. But aside from all the hate, he said he fucked with everybody and wasn't into it with anyone. Even if he was beefing with someone, he probably wouldn't admit it on camera. But he seemed pretty genuine about staying focused on his career and avoiding all the drama. While he was locked up, he started listening to Moneybagg Yo's music. When he got out, he started seeing him around because they both ran with the same circles. They ended up building a relationship, and Moneybagg became like a big brother to him. He was one of the people who convinced Nuskie to start rapping. One day, he was chilling at Moneybagg's crib, and he came through with over $700,000 cash. That day, he told Nuskie, "I'm not doing this to stun on you, I'm doing it to motivate you." That's when he started taking music more seriously, so he can make that much bread on his own. In October 2020, he was featured on the track On Purpose with Big Homie G, Cheese Dollar, and Musty G, which has racked up almost 500,000 plays. Big Homie G's also signed to Bread Gang, and it's Moneybagg Yo's cousin. So Nuskie had a lot of potential and could have made it pretty far in the rap game. He had all the industry connections and the right people in his circle to motivate him. But unfortunately, the streets caught up to him before he was able to make it to the next level. At this point, there ain't enough info available to know exactly what happened. But rumors been going around that it may have something to do with Young Dolph's murder. Dolph was shot and killed back in November while picking up some cookies for his mom at Makita's Homemade Cookies on Airways Boulevard. A white Benz followed him into the parking lot and two dudes hopped out, shooting and killing the rapper. Dolph was well respected in the city, and his death caused a wave of retaliation shootings. It got so crazy that the local government had to declare a curfew in the city to prevent civil unrest and more violence. On January 5th, police identified one of the primary suspects in Dolph's murder, a 23-year-old named Justin Johnson, who also rapped under the name Straight Drop. Police announced a $15,000 reward for information, leading to Straight Drop's arrest. The rapper was eventually captured by police in Indiana after receiving over 500 tips. A second suspect, 32-year-old Cornelius Smith, was also arrested the same day and indicted on first-degree murder, weapons possession, and theft charges. Dolph had a well-known beef with another Memphis rap legend, Yo Gotti, who was denied involvement in Dolph's murder, but the beef has continued even after his death. Not long after Dolph was killed, Gotti's artist Black Youngster performed the track Shake Some at a show in Dallas, Texas. He also dropped a music video for a song called I'm Assuming, where he raps in front of a mausoleum with the name Thornton on it, Young Dolph's last name. Plus, there's been rumors that Straight Drop is connected to CMG. After the artist was arrested, it was announced by several news outlets that Straight Drop was being represented by Arthur Horn, the attorney that also represents Yo Gotti and the rest of his artists. But a few days later, Art Horn announced that he wasn't serving as Straight Drop's attorney. He claims he was never representing the rapper in the first place and it was all just rumors. But on the same day, a news anchor at Fox 13 tweeted that Art had told him that he had dropped the rapper as a client, meaning he was representing them at one time. So, rumors started circulating that Yo Gotti agreed to pay for Straight Drop's defense, but then backed off when the news broke and people started connecting the dots. So, there's been a major split in Memphis between those who rock with CMG and those who rock with PRE, Dolph's label. Moneybagg Yo is signed to CMG, which also means that Big 30 and Big Nuskie are also considered part of the team because they signed to Moneybagg. Plus, it seems like Big Nuskie may have been cool with Straight Drop. Straight Drop released a song back in November with Big Homie G, who rocked with Big Nuskie. Many fans also noticed that Nuskie posted a pic on his Instagram showing himself in front of a black and white Corvette. Straight Drop can also be seen in photos with a black and white Corvette that looks very similar, showing a possible connection. Plus, after the news of Big Nuskie's death broke, Straight Drop posted a video to his IG with a purple heart and broken heart emoji. He don't provide much context, but many say he's possibly mourning Big Nuskie's death. But just because he knew Straight Drop don't mean he's involved in the murder of Young Dolph. It's possible that he truly ain't have any beef and was just killed because of his affiliations. Even Big 30 himself said on social media that it's a Royal Rumble in Memphis right now and it's every man for theyself. It sounds like Big Nuskie was possibly just another casualty in that war and might have just been at the wrong place at the wrong time. At this time, there ain't enough info to say whether Nuskie's death was related to Young Dolph's murder or if it was an unrelated situation. Like he said, the city's full of haters who don't want to see others succeed. So, it's also possible that his death was motivated by hate and jealousy. RIP to Bread Gang Nuskie. If Straight Drop and his co-defendant are convicted of Dolph's murder, hopefully it'll put an end to the violence going on in the city. But for now, it don't look like an end to the war is coming anytime soon.